There is a saying that goes out there, and the saying is the rich get richer and the poor gets poorer. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video, and might I add, the first video in 2025. Happy New Year's, guys. It is phenomenal time to continue on with our goals, and more importantly, make sure that we actually hit those goals. And it's interesting, guys, because in 2024 I did a video about creating your financial plan, and it didn't occur to me that, well, actually, let me take that back. I already know that in order for you to make your financial plan, you have to believe in the fact that you can actually overcome the financial troubles that you're in. So it's like the old saying goes, if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you absolutely can't. Now guys, I wanted to make this video for you because it was interesting. I was talking to somebody who was very close to me, very near and dear. And the sad part is that this person, I had asked them how they were doing, and I, small talks, asked, hey, what do you have going on for the weekend? And they basically told me that, same thing as always. I gotta pay my bills, and I have to work on the weekends, from one job to the next. They had this tone in their voice that it was very much so like, man, it's just, this is my life, this is how it's always going to be, and it's just nothing but work until the day I die. And finally, I responded to them by saying, it doesn't have to be that way. And the sad part is, guys, is that this person believed that they genuinely couldn't change their circumstances. Life was just the way it is. Now, because I care about this person a lot, I decided to open up just a little bit about how finances work and educate them on why they were going from job to job and working week over week in order to pay the bills, per se. And follow me till the end, guys, because it's all going to tie in together why there is a saying that goes out there, and the saying is the rich get richer and the poor gets poorer. And as you follow along with me on this little story here, you'll understand why that is. Now, here's what I told this person. I said, let's say you had $100,000. So instead of you actually having debt that you got to pay off, you decide that you're going to save up some money, not have any debt, and you have $100,000. And you might say to yourself, okay, well, where can I put that $100,000? Now, one of the basic things that we have done over the years in order to set the foundation from a financial perspective is put money into index funds. And one of the ones that we have done in the past is called VT-SAX. Now, if you guys don't know about VT-SAX is the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. Now, what does that even mean? So if you take a look, it even tells you here, especially on this Yahoo Finance page, that it's a fund that employs an indexing investment approach designed to track the performance of the index, which represents approximately 100% of the investable US stock market and includes large cap, mid cap, small, and micro cap stocks. So essentially, it's like you taking your money and you're spreading it across the entire stock market in the United States. And that's every company listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And then you start to see these fancy terms like large cap, mid cap, small cap, right? All those things stand for large cap, large capitalization, mid cap, mid capitalization, small cap, small capitalization. So if we take a look at a large cap, meaning a large capitalization company, it's a very large company that is very big. Some of the things that come to mind are Lockheed Martin, very massive company. E.T.F, another massive company. IBM, another massive company, right? Those are your large cap. Those are your big companies that have been around for a very long time. And you can start looking at the same thing when it comes to mid cap and small cap. See, as long as you guys start learning what the terms mean, it's really not that difficult. So now that you guys know what an index fund is, and now we've taken a look at an example of what one looks like, which is Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. And let's say you take $100,000 and you go ahead and you put it into this particular index fund. So just understand, as you follow me on this story and you're learning with me, this is a lot of oversimplification, but you'll get the gist at least. So again, now that you know what an index fund is, we just saw Vanguard's total stock market index. We said to ourselves that we're gonna put $100,000 in there in an investment. Now, if you take a look at what the index fund did last year, and of course, last year was not too long ago, but as you can see here on the screen, this was as of 12/30, so pretty much the entire year. You can see that this fund gave you a return for last year of 27.6%. So 27.60% rate of return. I made a total of $27,600 for the entire year. So the $27,600 that was made in a return from the $100,000 I invested, that is spread across multiple sectors, right? When you're looking at the Vanguard total stock market, again, that's the whole entire US stock markets. And the US stock market is broken up into several sectors. So if you look here on the screen, you got technology, financial, consumer, healthcare, industrial, communication services, consumer defensive, energy, real estate, utilities, basic materials. I mean, the list goes on, right? And so one of the big things that I pointed out to this person that I was talking to, I said, hey, take a look at the financial services sector. As shown on the screen, the financial services sector is 13.99% of the total fund. So again, in order to oversimplify this a little bit, and you can follow me here, we're going to take the $27,600 and we are going to multiply that by the financial services sector. And follow me here because you'll understand why in a second. So from a financial services perspective, we made a total of $3,861.24. Now here's the other cool thing that we can do when we look inside of the financial services sector. So if we dig down a little bit deeper on the financial services sector, we can see here that it is set up across various industries. So for example, banking has 20.05%, credit services 16.12, asset management 14.48. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? You can see here clearly that it's broken up into different aspects which all come together to make financial services. Now here's the interesting thing when I was talking to this person, and follow me here because we're going to focus a little bit on this portion. And the portion that we're going to focus on is called credit services. So if I go inside credit services and I show you guys what is inside of credit services, you can see here that you have a big chunk is Visa, another big chunk is MasterCard. I mean, the list goes on, right? You can see that there's also American Express, Discover. Of course, these are a lot of your credit card companies. So remember, if you were following me from a math perspective, we said that from the financial services, the whole entire services, we made $3,861.24 off of our $100,000 investment. Now, from the earnings that we had from the financial services, we can then start to take a look at what our earnings are from a credit services perspective. And if you see here, it's 16.12%. So now we do our quick little math here and we say 16.12% of $3,861.24 gives us a total of $622.43 of total earnings specifically from the credit services side. And again, if we take a look at that breakdown of the credit services side, you can see that we have things like Discover, Visa, American Express, MasterCard, so on and so forth. So now that I broke that down for you guys, you can clearly see what I was telling the person, meaning that your credit cards are the reason why you have to go to work and you have to go and do the same thing over and over, meaning that you have to work weekends, you basically have to be on the hamster wheel and you run, because you have to pay investors like myself in order for us to have a return on our investment. So as an example, right, I showed you on a basic level how you make $622 just from a $100,000 investment. Where does that money come from? That money comes from, especially when you see Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. Yes, there are multiple ways these companies make money. If we look at credit cards as an example, I did a video a while ago showing you how they make their money. So they make it off of the network. Not only do they make it off the network, but folks that I coach, I see all the time that they're paying near 30% interest. I mean, shoot, the other day I was looking at somebody I was coaching, their interest rate on their credit card was 28%, almost approaching 29%. So as I was telling this person, I said, hey, where do you think this money is coming from? This money, and I'm showing you, this money is coming from people like yourself that are paying all of this money in interest, and you're allowing the companies to make money off of you. That is how they return to shareholders like me when I own investments or I own shares of the company. And guys, I kid you not, I was so disappointed, because this person basically told me, even after I showed him all this stuff, and again, we're oversimplifying this because the person I'm speaking about, they don't really invest at all. So I've tried to make it as simple as possible. The response that I got was, well, Lewis, that's for rich people. And I will never be a rich person. So people like myself just have to do what we have to do in order to live our lives. And if that means that I have to work every single day and do what I have to do, then so be it. And so guys, as we start 2025, I wanted to share that story with you, because if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you absolutely can't. And the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Why? Because the rich people don't do poor people stuff. And it's interesting, because if you understand that basic concept, or you understand at a minimum what I just broke down, then you realize, why am I giving all the money that I work hard for to other people? I just don't understand that. Why am I gonna go continue to work and basically pay for everybody else? Guys, all this information is out there. You can take advantage of the same things that everyone else is taking advantage of. All you have to do is A, believe in yourself, B, create a financial plan like we talked about last year, and C, and most importantly, actually do it. Don't just talk about it, do it. Now guys, if you're interested in having conversations with me around finances, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below. And more importantly guys, hopefully you took something away from this story. Now that'll do it for me guys. I'm gonna go ahead and continue my walk here. I love you all, I appreciate you all. Happy New Year. Hopefully you all have a successful 2025. And as always guys, make sure you go ahead and like the video, as it helps the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Share this with a family member or friend. That way they can learn a little bit about index funds. And stay tuned to the next video. I will see you guys in the next one.